officially day 2 of our YouTube series, and I am very excited because push day has easily become one of my favorites out of the 3. Honestly, it's very hard for me to pick a favorite because I really do enjoy them all so much in different ways, but pushing myself to do chest exercises, that wasn't anything that I used to do before, but seeing how strong my chest can get is like so satisfying and so awesome. So I hope that you enjoy this push day as much as I do. I also really love training shoulders. It's become one of my favorites. Also, again, I think I say that about every body part, but whatever. So today I'm going to run through your push exercises with you and talk to you a little bit about progressive overload, talk to you about what you should be doing as far as weight goes and how you can kind of determine the best weight to use. Ideally, I know I said in the last video that this was kind of a beginner series, and definitely beginners can use this series. However, it is a little bit easier to use this if you have some kind of strength training background. So it is more of the kind of intermediate level, but you know what? I'm gonna go back on all of that. This series can be used by anyone. So like I said in leg day, if you feel like you are not getting the most out of this, it's probably because you can use a little bit more weight, you can push yourself a little bit harder, and if you feel like you are unable to move your body after one of the days, it's probably because you moved your body a little bit too hard during it. So just use this first week to really listen to your body, get in tune with it, first couple weeks I should say, get in tune with it and just kind of learn as you go, and make sure that you are recording your weights that you are using, because you never want to go in and do guesswork while you're there wondering what weight you used in the last week. So I am very excited. I'm going to take my Beat pre-workout again, just to get a little boost of energy, and then I'll be heading in. So that's all for now. I'll see you guys in there. All right, this is my Beat pre-workout that I was testing out a little bit. It actually worked pretty well. I haven't been on a pre-workout kick in a minute, so it's kind of nice just to have a little added something. But I just mixed it with some water and it tasted interesting, I should say. So I'm still on a journey to find some pre-workout that I really like and start implementing that back into my routine, but it worked for the time being. I am starting per usual with that 5 minutes on the Stairmaster to get my heart rate up and my blood moving, and then moving straight into my warm-up set of chest press. So I'm taking it pretty slow here with my warm-up set, bringing it all the way down to the chest, keeping my core tight. As you can see, I am practicing that arched spine form for my chest press. This is not a necessity. This is something that I preference. However, it's not a necessity for everyone. It's not everyone's preference. So if this is not something that you like to do or are able to do because of flexibility or mobility, then do not stress about that. I added on some 20s here. As you can see, I'm starting my first set of 10. So again, having that arched spine position. However, even in that arch, my core is super, super, super locked in. We're coming all the way down to the chest each and every time, trying not to bounce it off too much, moving with control, wiggling around a little bit, and then getting it right back up. So I actually am using this weight for all 4 sets of 10. It ended up being a great weight for me. I didn't need more, I didn't need less. So this was what I stuck with for the remainder of the sets. And as you can see, I added in this very last 4x10 set so that you can kind of get an idea of what that last set should look like. It shouldn't be something where you cannot finish your set. It should be something where you're struggling. It's definitely a challenge, but it's doable. That last rep should be like a shit, let's get this up here kind of a thing. However, especially if you don't have a spot, do not put weight on there on bench press that you are not confident in that you can complete all 10 reps. If you do have a spot, maybe look into adding a little bit more weight because you're comfortable enough with a spot to do that weight. And into shoulder press we go. I am moving, I think 30s in this. I'm keeping my core tight, coming down to that 90-degree angle each time, and these were a little bit light for me, it looks like. So I am grabbing that next set, using that first set as just kind of a warm-up set because they were a little too easy. So grabbing those 35s and hopping right back into it. As you can see, just as a pro tip, I put the weights on my knees, rest them on my knees between sets, and then I pop them up using my knees to get them overhead. This definitely is the correct weight for me. Again, challenging but doable. I'm getting to that 4th, 5th set, struggling a little bit to get it up, but I still am able to because we're doing 5x5. So we have 25 reps at this weight. Again, as you can see, I'm struggling, but I am still able to do it with correct form. Main words, correct form. If you cannot go up in weight without messing up your form, don't go up in weight. And just like that, we're on to our cable lateral raises. We're doing 10 on each side. I am making sure that my palm is facing the cable machine at the bottom and it is facing the ground at the top, keeping my core nice and tight, my chest big, meaning I'm keeping my shoulders down and back in a nice upright position. You guys can see my knees are soft here. Okay, so just kind of getting that athletic stance. We're not bouncing to get that weight up. We're not standing though with those straight knees. I am using 7.5 here for reference. Again, never go up in weight unless you can do it with proper form. And finish up strong before we have a little cameo from a friend at the gym.
Oh, I thought it was a
Don't worry, I'll still keep it.
All right, and here we go. I'm finishing up my last superset of these lateral raises. And here I can just show you a little bit of a better angle, kind of more straightforward. But again, see how these are getting more and more challenging with each rep, but my form is not being compromised. So we're gonna switch sides, do the exact same thing for 10 reps here. That's a face of someone with burning shoulders. On to cable flies. Here I'm keeping my feet side by side. You're gonna see in the next set that I'm actually going to stagger them. So for me, I'm all about the numbers game. There's 3 sets. I did 1 with my feet side by side, 1 with my right foot forward, 1 with my left foot forward. Notice where the cable machines are set up, meaning that the cable pulley is attached to the cable machine right at my shoulder height. Okay, I want it to be going directly in front of that chest, bringing it back with nice soft elbows. We're gonna get back into it, and again, like I said, staggering those feet. Our core is engaged, our chest is big, and we're not allowing those pulleys to take us any further backwards than our shoulders. Meaning, as I'm coming back, you can see that that handle does not pass my shoulder. All right, so again, keep it nice and strong. I think I'm using 7.5s again on each side. We're gonna hang out and then get into our final set of 10 right here. And again, we're switching legs. This is, again, just a numbers game in my head where it makes sense for me to do one set with a right foot forward, one set with a left foot forward, and one set with those feet together. Never compromising form, core is engaged the entire time, and we're feeling this right in our chest, kind of right at the front of that armpit. And last but not least, we are going into tricep extensions. Notice how I'm grabbing the rope attachment that has handles on both sides. The cable is attached nice and tall at the top of the cable machine. I am keeping my shoulders back. My knees are soft, again, just in that athletic position. And then my core is nice and tight through all 10 reps. This is going to be a perfect example for you guys to show you just how important the rest is between each exercise. Even though we're not supersetting, we're taking a full rest in between these exercises, that doesn't mean that these rest times need to be super short. So you're gonna see me fatigue very, very quickly, which essentially means my form was going to be trash. I knew that, so instead, I lowered the weight. If you guys are in that same position where maybe you didn't take a long enough rest, maybe you just can't get through all of the sets at the same weight, I would rather you go down in weight than have trash form. All right, so again, I did not learn my lesson. I try to get right back into it, even though I know that my triceps are burnt out. And I get a few good reps at this weight before knowing that I'm gonna have to go down in weight again. So essentially, I treated this as a burnout set. Finish out strong with the last few reps of this at that lowered weight. And then all we have left is 15 minutes on that Stairmaster, and then we're done. See you guys next time.
And where the movie started, facing at a photo they've taken. Space tree flying through the skies and petals happen.